Hello, artist. In the last art class, I talked about how to be inspired to make a Mexican amate. And I talked about how often they were, this is a style of painting that used to be done on bark, which is why I chose brown paper. And maybe at first you're thinking, that doesn't really interest me to work on crinkly brown paper. But I'm going to tell you that when you use fluorescent paints, it makes it really stand out, and the brown becomes a huge asset. So even if you haven't started one of these and you'd like to make this or something similar, it doesn't have to be the same. I just want to give you a few tips today. So I'm going to work on this one since it's not finished. I've already drawn everything with pencil or chalk in this case. I outlined it with black oil pastel, and now I'm starting, or continuing, I guess, painting. And so one thing I would really like to stress is to make some kind of border. I think the borders look really neat when they are in rainbow order, so I'm going to go ahead and continue doing that. You are not going to have purple paint in here. They don't really sell good fluorescent purple paint, which is not a problem. I really should have a messy mat under here, because this blue and that pink make really beautiful, what am I trying to say, purple. So I need some wet. Keep going over here. The one thing I'm not going to show you today, and this is very important, is when you finish your artwork, when it's considered finished and dry, it has to be dry. Hold on to that thought. I'm going to go ahead while this is wet, and I'm going to dip this in here, and I'm not going to mix them. I'm not going to leave any blue in there. When I did that, I hope you can see I didn't leave any blue. And it will make a really good purple. You'll probably have to go back and get a couple dips of the pink. Anyway, as I was saying, the last step in this project is one that you're not going to see me do. And that's when you get it all back and it's dry, to re-outline everything with the black oil pastel. Because I'm going to end up covering a lot of my oil pastels as I paint. All right. So it's also a good idea to have two different paint brushes. A small paintbrush for small things, and a big paintbrush for larger things. In addition, it's also a good idea to paint the biggest things first. All right. So I'm definitely not going to finish mine. I don't need to show you much. But I do want to just remind you of some good painting skills. To remember that your paintbrush is a paintbrush. It's not a spoon. Please don't dip the paint. Also, when you change colors, remember to swoosh, wipe, and blot, because you don't want watery paint. So take your time. You can see that I blended colors, but again, you don't blend them in the dishes. You blend them on your paper, which is what I did to several of the places here. So I'm going to keep painting for a few minutes because it's quite fun, and I hope some of you choose to make an amate today, because I'll be excited to see it.